damit herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Runde von Fire Emblem Warriors Free Hopes. Wir sind hier im Speichermenü, haben beim letzten Mal ziemlich viel Story bekommen. Und naja, wir stürzen uns jetzt mal einfach ohne weitere Umschweife ins nächste Kapitel.
Azure gleam into the chasm.
Bin schon gespannt, was jetzt passiert.
Where am I?
Let's hold off on the weapons for now, okay? Probably best you don't move at all, actually.
Huh? What are you doing here, Claude? Glad to see you're okay, at least.
Not sure okay is the word I'd go with. Dimitri and I got sucked into some weird magic vortex.
One of your making, I can only presume.
When we came to, we were sprawled on the ground here. Charming place, if you ask me.
I take it you don't remember what happened. You changed, attempted to strike at us. We were thankfully able to subdue you, at least temporarily. But you came to and fled not long after. You were, by all accounts, a different person entirely.
I guess that kinda rings a bell. The last thing I remember is Arval telling me to slay the Ashen Demon. At least, I think it was Arval.
Arval?
The voice in my head.
Ooh,
We've known
die
each
Musik.
other for a few years now. Sounds pretty out there, right? This is why I never mentioned it.
And you claim this Arval suddenly decided to turn on you.
I know how it sounds, but yeah. There are two things I can say for sure. The first is that Arval's magic is what dragged us all in here. And the second is that there's no one in my head anymore.
What? How can you be sure?
Because I don't feel them. At least, not in my mind. Arval's somewhere else now. Somewhere distant.
Well, that's vague. How are we supposed to make heads or tails of any of this?
At the very least, I believe your account well enough to say you are no longer a threat to us.
Right. We can save all that metaphysics stuff for some other time. Anyhow, you wouldn't happen to know a way out of this dark void place, would you?
About that, I know I said distant, but Arval's definitely here with us somewhere. If we can find them and figure out what magic they used on us, we might just be able to escape.
You sure are optimistic for someone who's surrounded by horrible nothingness.
It isn't as though we have any alternatives. We should take a look around. Perhaps we can learn more about this place in the process.
Dimitri? Where are you going?
Berechtigte Frage.
So you were dragged in here as well, Edelgard. Are you all right?
What are you doing here? Where am I?
We aren't sure ourselves. But we have no intention of fighting you. Know that.
We? Who else is here with you?
Why'd you run off like that, Dimitri? Did you notice something? Wait, Edelgard?
It seems much has transpired without my knowledge.
Yeah, I don't think any of us really know what's going on here. By the way, Edelgard, you look pretty different from the last time I saw you. Did something happen to you?
The last time? When was that? It seems I have a fair number of gaps in my memory. The most recent thing I can remember is Aryan Road.
Und das ist schon eine Weile her.
Squaring off, Dimitri, when Talus appeared and cast some dark magic on me.
That was over 6 moons ago. If Viscount Fenya's word is anything to go by, you been serving as Duke Eyre's puppet ever since. Not only that, Duke Eyre himself was under the nefarious control of Talus.
6 months. And tell me, what of the Empire? I can't believe I have to direct such a question to you two, of all people.
Adrestia changed big time after the battle at Aryan Road against the Kingdom. Your lands have been ravaged, your military has lost all discipline, and Lester and Fargus have since joined hands to put an end to the Empire's brutality. You're actually catching us right in the middle of the climactic fight.
After we routed the Imperial army in the Valley of Torment, you fled, escaping with Duke Eyre. Once we put an end to him, we turned our gaze toward finding you. We're caught up in some bizarre magic which brought us here.
That was all rather painful to hear, but I thank you for the explanation. I'm not sure how exactly Talus is manipulating me, but he is clearly doing so to steer the Empire toward his own desires. In the past, he took over the body of my uncle, Lord Arundel, and snatched the reins of Adrestia as its regent. Meaning history is repeating itself in the grandest, most vile way.
Erinnert mich ein bisschen an den Plot von Fire Emblem 4. Da gibt's ja auch diese Sekte im die im Hintergrund alles steuert.
So it's true then. Lord Arundel was actually Talus.
You've got to help us get out of here, Edelgard.
I would be glad to, once you inform me further about the current state of Fodlan. I've been, in essence, asleep the last half a year, remember?
Yes. I suppose we can afford a short break. To bring you up to speed before we resume our search.
Also ich glaube, jetzt wo wir die 3 Lords so zusammen haben, hat Edelgard das beste Timeskip-Design bekommen. Das mag ich total gerne. So bei Claude ich finde, Claude hat sich das ehrlich gesagt kaum verändert. So halt, ob der jetzt sein Free Houses Timeskip-Design hat oder sein Free Hopes Timeskip-Design, das ist jetzt nicht so ein großer Unterschied. So bei Dimitri dann halt schon. Kann man sich ja denken, warum. So, alle außer Dimitri haben dich vorübergehend verlassen. Kein Hinweis auf einen Ausgang. Ich frage mich, ob die anderen wohl etwas gefunden haben. Wow. Was ist das? Was ist das? Ich spüre, dass davon eine seltsame Macht ausgeht. Das könnte uns möglicherweise bei unserer Flucht helfen. Wir müssen alles nutzen, was uns zur Verfügung steht. Zahras. In Zahras kannst du mit geheimnisvollen Verzerrungen interagieren, um von allen Einrichtungsfunktionen Gebrauch zu machen. Oh, cool. Wir können Klassen wechseln. Das haben wir. Gauner haben wir schon freigeschaltet. Wir müssen einfach nur... Wir können ja hier ins Inventar. Flame war auch fertig. Wechseln wir erstmal Yuri zurück. Hat hier sogar noch einen Platz frei. Dann können wir nämlich in die Gauner-Klasse schicken. Mit doppelter Ansturm sollte er ganz gut Damage machen können. Immerhin sind seine Stärke und seine Magie fast gleich hoch. So, Flame. Da müssen wir die Klasse, glaube ich, verwechseln, ne? So, ja, sie war hier fertig. Oh, wir haben keine Oberstufensiegel. Können wir mal kurz ans Kaufen gehen? So, dann können wir... Oh, jetzt bin ich ganz weit rausgegangen. Klasse erlangen. So, setzen wir sie jetzt aufs Pferd. Weil wir es können. So, wie sieht's hier aus? Okay, hier sind wir noch unterwegs. Ach, das Funktioniert. Ist ja witzig. Oh, ich will die Schlacht nicht beginnen. Für einen Übungskampf ist es kein Problem, dass wir mal ein paar Dimensionen kaputt machen. Aber hier, wir können nicht trainieren. Hier haben wir alles, ne? Ja. Naja. Naja, den brauchen wir ja ganz bestimmt nicht. Mal sehen, haben wir hier irgendwas, was wir ihm geben können? Das wird ihm Blitzring, das passt doch gut zu ihm. So halt, der hat zwar nichts mit Blitzen zu tun, außer den Arm, aber hey. Warum nicht? Und hier können wir Paraselene nehmen. Was haben wir eigentlich gerade drauf? Dunkle Spieße und Schnellschlitzer, ja, das reicht uns. Wundert mich, dass Beilef hier nicht dabei ist. Um ehrlich zu sein, fällt es mir schwer, deinen Behauptungen Glauben zu schenken. Das sind meine Möglichkeiten gerade beschränkt. Ich habe keine Ahnung, wo wir sind. Ja, dann müssen wir zusammenarbeiten. Ich verstehe, wie du dich fühlst, aber wir brauchen deine Hilfe. Keiner von uns weiß, wo wir sind. Ehrlich. Nun gut. Ich bin es sowieso gewohnt, dass mein Leben dem Willen eines anderen unterworfen ist. Nett. Edelgard und Claude scheinen sich zu unterhalten. Ja, das sind definitiv Edelgard und Claude, die sich da unterhalten. Bin ich absolut deiner Meinung. Man kann gar nicht sagen, ob es eine erfreuliche oder eine unangenehme Unterhaltung ist.
What do you hope to accomplish once this war is over, Claude?
Why? Worried I have some nasty plot up my sleeve? Well, I don't. Although I doubt you're gonna like what I do have planned. I'm just gonna come out and say it. After the war, I'm going to abolish the Central Church and depose the Archbishop. The people of Fodland have been shackled by this decrepit system for too long, and I'm ending it.
You're going to do away with the church?
That's right. Think about it. Who steals your freedom and gives you an endless list of duties and obligations simply because you have a crest? Who forces you and your friends into a bunch of unwanted marriages and positions of power? The church even forbids any official contact with outside regions.
Auf der anderen Seite, durch wen können wir die Sreng-Region davon abhalten, das Königreich zu invaden? Leckt das nicht am Wappen und an der Lanze des Untergangs?
Not exactly great for Fargus, right? Being as close to Sreng and Albinia as you are.
Also ich glaube nicht, dass man das nah nennen kann, dass sich zwei Nationen nahe sind, wenn die eine andauernd versucht, in der anderen einzufallen. Ich glaube, das hat nichts mit Nähe zu tun.
To be clear, your issue is with the church, yes? Not with Fargus itself?
Exactly. We have nothing to gain by fighting you. And really, our enemy isn't the actual church so much as the people at the top who make all the decisions.
Und das finde ich halt, da ist Claude halt wesentlich cleverer als Edelgard. Edelgard sagt, ach, wir machen einfach einen Krieg, und Claude ist mehr so, er versucht darüber zu reden, etwas, was Edelgard auch hätte machen sollen.
I understand where you're coming from, Claude. And on a personal level, I actually agree with you.
But as a king, you're opposed.
Yes, for 3 reasons. First, abolishing the church would deny the king's right to rule Fargus. Without one, the people will descend into chaos and war. Would you be able to take responsibility for such a thing once it came to pass? Second, recklessly discarding the church will only incite discord among the clergy and its supporters. And finally, a revolution of this nature will not only mean casualties among the common folk, but will endanger your own life as well.
Leaving the first two for a second, I have some serious issues with that last one.
Mhm.
I'm glad you're concerned for my safety, but I can take care of myself.
But don't you see? The people you wish to depose are human, just as you are. No matter what ingenious scheme you come up with, or how careful you try to be, they will suffer. And their vengeance will eventually find you. no matter how hard you try to stave it off. I know full well the guilt that accompanies such actions, and the retribution they provoke.
Ich meine, da hat er auch nicht ganz unrecht.
Everyone has to deal with the consequences of their decisions. If you let it rule you, Fodlan never changes. And if it doesn't change, it'll just fall apart.
But not taking the time to look where you're going will only lead you to stumble and fall. And if there are those who would be hurt by this, I consider it my duty to help them.
There you go, trying to save everyone again. You really are too good for me.
To be honest, I'm jealous of how you're not burdened with the same restrictions.
In the world I'm trying to create, you wouldn't be burdened by them either. You could even... No, forget that. I'm serious about what I said, though. And I really do admire how you want to save everyone. Honestly, if you weren't a king, I think we could have been friends.
I feel much the same. Had I joined with you, I might have been able to see a different vision of Fodlan.
Tja, also selbst wenn wir das Kaiserreich besiegen, geht's danach weiter, wa?
Over here. I hope you're well.
Ich habe nicht die geringste Ahnung, was hier vor sich geht, aber ich freue mich zu sehen, dass es dir gut geht. Du bist nicht verletzt oder sonst irgendwie beeinträchtigt, oder? Sag mir sofort Bescheid, wenn du dich nicht gut fühlst. Ich mache mir eher um dich Sorgen. Hey, das sollte ich eigentlich dich fragen. Klingt, als sei ich irgendwie durchgedreht. Du bist doch nicht verletzt, oder? Es ist nicht nötig, dass du dich um mich sorgst. Wie du sehen kannst, bin ich unverletzt. Lass uns jetzt das umliegende Gebiet erkunden. Wir müssen über unsere derzeitige Situation alles herausfinden, was wir können.
Oh boy.
Wir werden wohl doch nicht den Rest unseres Lebens hier festsetzen, oder? Das hätte ich unmöglich vorhersehen können. Wenn doch, hätte ich mich darauf vorbereitet. Was hätte er gemacht? Was hättest du getan? Dir einen weiteren Plan einfallen lassen?
Well, I'm stumped.
Wie kommst du denn zu dem Schluss? Schön zu wissen, dass du so viel Vertrauen in mich setzt. Ich habe mir nur Sorgen gemacht, wie meine Freunde nach meinem plötzlichen Verschwinden zurechtkommen. Doch bin ich ja immerhin mit den stursten Leuten auf diesem Planeten hier gefangen. Ich bin mir sicher, dass wir das überstehen, wenn wir zusammenarbeiten. Ich frage mich, worüber Edelgard und Dimitri gerade sprechen.
Enough with the searching glances, Dimitri. Say what you're going to say.
I was just thinking that I find it difficult to speak with you, even now that we have the opportunity to exchange words peaceably. Too many have died for us to suddenly have meaningful heart-to-heart conversation.
Oh, that's not how I feel. Unless you mean you don't wish to speak with the tyrant you consider responsible for their deaths. In which case, let's just believe what we believe, accept that our paths have diverged, and see this through to the very end.
You're placing words in my mouth. Still, I suppose that does cut to the heart of the matter. I will not claim that all my choices were right, but I accept responsibility for them. I made them carefully and with full knowledge of the consequences.
And I'd like to think I can say the same. But this is unproductive. We need to get out of here.
Fair enough. But first, answer me this. Do you know what became of your mother and Selma?
Why would I?
Someone told me that you would know how she met her end. Although I suspect that was nothing more than the dying ravings of a madwoman.
It was. I haven't seen my mother since I was a child. It would have been right before she was exiled. You would know what happened better than I.
I suppose so. Regardless, thank you for answering. Now, shall we get back to finding our way out?
Please, we can't resolve anything so long as we're trapped in this...
was quite the tremor.
Whatever this place is, I find myself liking it less by the moment.
Can you stand?
Ich muss mal kurz den Dialog da weg, damit wir uns das Bild angucken können.
Yes, thank...
Lol.
Perhaps we can put our differences aside, if only for the moment. Hostilities will do us no good here.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I can agree to that.
Jetzt muss ich mir nur noch überlegen, wie ich das Bild aufs Thumbnail kriege.
I just remembered something from back when I was but a child. I had fallen to the ground and was met with a kind hand reaching out to help me up. I took it without thinking, without even looking first to see who it was. I suppose that shows you how much I've grown. Dimitri, what is it?
I have a similar memory. One of helping a little girl who had fallen in the dirt.
Knowing you, such occurrences would have been commonplace in your youth. Don't try to imply we share a memory.
No, I rarely forget an important face. Often to my own woe, I might add.
Enough. Let us end this before we both make greater fools of ourselves. We need to escape. That's our only priority. Not that the world outside will be any kinder to me than the one in here.
Edelgard,
What are you doing? You should know I won't hesitate to leave you behind.
Indeed. I'm coming, Elle.
Ich denke, ich sollte mir diese Verzerrung da mal anschauen. Okay. Oh, aufbrechen. Ja, das ist doch genau das, was wir brauchen. Einmal kurz speichern und dann sind wir da schon weg.
Yeesh. You can't tell forward from back in here. Let's try over that way, maybe?
Good idea. It seems different from the rest of the void. Look out!
So it failed. Has my skill degraded that sharply over the years?
Arval.
I have been searching for you. And look what you brought me. The three who fancy themselves sovereigns, ruling over that abomination's wretched spawn. What unexpected luck. I do hope you are all prepared to face death this day.
So you're Arval, huh? Sorry, but I can't say dying here sounds all that appealing. What we'd really like is for you to lift this weird sorcery of yours and send us home.
Oh, I do not think that will be happening. But even if I desired to accede to your wishes, the great forbidden spell of Zahras is a one-way journey.
Also, nochmal das ins Gedächtnis zu holen, das ist der Zauber, den Solon in Three Houses auf Byleth gelegt hat, wo Byleth dann mit Sotis verschmolzen ist, um so wieder rauszukommen. Falls ihr euch an den Namen nicht erinnert. Das war auch das Reich.
None can escape this eternal darkness.
Are you certain? Would killing you not accomplish the task?
Something tells me they wouldn't lay this trap, only to suffer the same fate as us. If this being can free themselves from this void, it stands to reason that so too can we.
Then try cutting me down if you like. Sadly, what you see before you is but an illusion. I have a task to fulfill, and once it is accomplished, I shall leave this place alone.
Arval, wait! What task are you talking about? Why did you use me? What are you trying to do here?
Ah, but you are mistaken. I am not Arval. My name is Epimenides, an ordinary man who vowed to kill the beast which set the earth ablaze. Do you not comprehend my purpose? I must save this world and its true people. That is why I chose to pass my consciousness down through the ages. And you are the vessel for that consciousness.
What does that mean?
Naja. Wir sollten was zum Heilen anpacken. Wir sind die einzige Person auf dem Feld, die heilen kann. Gott sei Dank sind wir darin ziemlich gut. Ich weiß nicht, ob wir mit Magie so gut stehen. Nimm das. Die anderen beiden können wir hier nicht einstellen, ne? Nein. Oh, sie hat eine neue Waffe. Sie ist nicht mit Amir unterwegs. Oder mit Eimer. Aber er hat immer noch Nimmerfehl. Wie sie da lang marschiert, das sieht irgendwie witzig aus.
Will you cut down your own friends to reach me?
Oh, wow. Besiege das Phantom von Hubert und die anderen Phantome.
Hubert? No. It must be a double.
So, it's completely indistinguishable from the real thing. This is vile sorcery indeed.
God, no! Don't do this! I can't believe you would hurt me.
This is harder than I thought. I mean, how do we know for sure they're not real? You swore we would avenge our allies. You now fraternize openly with the killer? You can't fool me. If it were really you, we'd understand. Majesty, why are you consorting with the enemy?
Oh, hi.
He is right where you want him.
Why are you... No. This is a deception. The man I know would never raise a weapon at me.
You would drench your hands in the blood of friends to get what you want.
Also, ich habe kein Problem damit, auf Hubert einzukloppen. Und auf die anderen auch nicht. Right, das sind Phantome, also rauf da. Je eher wir anfangen, desto eher sind wir fertig.
Their screams are so real.
Ich glaube, das zwischen denen ist was Persönliches. Wir sollten eigentlich die Gelegenheit mal nehmen und Claude und Edelgard ausprobieren. Aber wir sind hier gerade so schön zu Gange. So, das war ein bisschen zu weit. So. Ja. Oh, ich glaube, mit Claude würde ich Spaß haben.
Are we being warped away? No. Space itself is distorting around us.
Take a breather. Watch this.
Our surroundings have changed.
Oh, das ist cool.
Twisted, you can't even tell where you are.
Aren't you sad for your comrades, murderers? There it is. There is your rage.
Oh, hi.
Uh-oh. I can spot one fake, but how do I tell which Edelgard and Dimitri are on my side?
Perhaps each of us should take on their own double to prevent confusion.
That's not a bad idea.
Bin dir schon voraus, Edelgard.
This darkness is a mirror for the a soul is imprisoned here, it is eternally severed from the real world.
Is that why Edelgard is returned to normal? Some trick of the darkness?
Just imagine how much easier our task will be with the two of us. A nice thought, yes. But I'm sad to say I failed.
Ich sehe nichts.
Why are you helping the empty, wretch? If you mourn your friends, avenge them. It's a blessing I get to face you. There is truly no one I more desire to end.
I can't say it's pleasant watching my own death.
Stop playing the kind soul. Everything we've ever wanted is before us, ripe for the taking. If you're really me, then you already know why I'm doing this. I don't like leaving my fate up to luck.
Ja, also der hat's nicht einfach mit uns. Da, ich hab ihn! Verdammt, wir haben uns für den letzten Schlag zu viel Zeit gelassen. So. Keine Sorge. Oh, wir haben damit nicht mehr getroffen. Eigentlich hätten wir ihn voll treffen müssen. Oh, Claude braucht einen Heal.
Not a problem.
Naja, die Claudes sind ja quasi gegenseitig schwach zueinander. Ja, da sind wir ihn einfach ausgewichen. So.
Thanks, I owe you one. Are we changing places?
Illusion or no, I must thank our adversary for letting me experience that.
Fight with me.
You got it.
Jetzt können wir gegen ihn kämpfen, ohne dass wir uns da Sorgen machen müssen.
Appreciate it.
Sieh, wie gefallener Stern aussieht. Oh, voll cool. Ja, wir waren halt einfach schlau genug, um abzusteigen.
I feel like I just slew my twin brother.
Deswegen hatte Claude halt auch ein bisschen Probleme mit denen.
That's the last of the illusions.
So it would seem.
Werden wir jetzt wieder durch die Gegend geworbt?
Now we're certain they're not real. And cut them down without mercy.
Again? Please tell me we're gonna find that guy this time.
Hui!
Let's get searching.
Oh, but you four are a marvel. To think you are already adapting to this place.
Na endlich, das wurde aber auch Zeit. Epimenides.
Now have the grace to lay down your lives and let the world you've torn apart heal.
Ich mag die Musik, auch wenn ich nicht dazu komme, sie zu genießen. Tja, ich würde sagen, dann stürzen wir uns mal auf den Abelverschnitt hier.
Ah, there you are, my partner in destiny.
You're not Arval. And even if you were, I'd fuck you all the same.
Wir hätten mal eine Partnerschaft vorher machen sollen. Dann hätten wir ein bisschen mehr Schaden.
Unfortunate, but you are forcing my hand.
Mal sehen. Oh, oh hi. Und einer verbündeten Person. Wie nett.
So even our mercenary friend gets fed.
Tja, Momentchen. Du gehst auf den
We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
und du gehst
Not a
auf
problem.
den.
I've got this.
Time to put our differences aside.
No problem, I got it. My attacks aren't getting through. What's going on?
None can stand before
Entschuldigung.
us.
What about our friends and mercenaries? We know we can harm the illusions, right?
Destroying me will achieve nothing, for you will all still be trapped in this place.
Why does it have to be you? I don't want to fight you.
Ich habe keine Ahnung, warum Leute du ist. Ich schätze mal, wir haben den höchsten Support. Er ist wahrscheinlich der Erste in der Liste, mit dem wir den höchsten Support haben. So, halt, wir haben halt ansonsten nicht viel mit dem gemacht. Jo, Edelgard, komm mal her.
Leave it to me. Let's link up. Clear the way. We'll do it together.
Gott, mir ist halt kackegal, dass das der Du ist.
I've got you now.
I owe you one.
Oh, wir können das ja nochmal machen. Ich hätte Edelgard mal noch nicht loslassen sollen.
Watch this.
I shall take the lead.
Nimm das.
I refuse to hold back.
So.
You won't stop.
It seems I'm forced to do this myself. So be it. Come at me if you dare.
Sehr gut. Dann können wir uns jetzt ja wieder um das Hauptprogramm kümmern.
Our adversary has finally run out of tricks. Time to finish this.
Claudi, komm mal her.
Lend me your strength.
I got this.
We'll go together.
All part of the plan.
Yes, understood.
Erstmal schön in die Wand prügeln.
Let us never stop moving forward.
Nice one.
So.
This isn't over.
Also ich muss sagen, der hatte jetzt nicht viel Luft zum Atmen.
Be gone with you. The cycle of this world must be protected. You fool! Why must you resist me so?
You know my reason. The tomorrow we're fighting for. It's ours to
It's incredible. Just how strong you've become.
Arval.
You have grown more than I ever thought possible. And yet, I've never felt more alone.
Ja, also ich finde, das haben wir doch ganz gut gemacht. Wie es hier einfach überall Ultima-Siegel gibt. Na schön.
I can't wait to test my newfound.
Und wir haben Hotri gekriegt. Ein auf das Timotheus-Wappen abgestimmtes Heroenrelikt lässt den entsprechenden Wappenträger dunkle Spieße T nutzen. Das ist für Harpy. Harpy hat doch das Wappen. Interessant.
Looks like we made it out in one piece.
Are you sure about that? I still have no idea what's going on.
Yes, it all felt like a strange fever dream.
Aha.
Whatever was that place? It seems we've lost sight of Edelgard as well.
Maybe she got back before we did and hightailed it out of here. I doubt she got far, though. The real question is, where would she go?
Garrick Mach, surely. She must seek to reconvene with the Imperial forces.
What do you want to do? Should we get back to the search? Or maybe we'd be better off regrouping with the others first.
The latter. We weren't gone long, but I worry for our friend's safety.
I should probably get back to my people, too. I don't want them going gray over little old me. But I'll see you both over at Garrick Mach. Oh, and feel free to clobber the Imperial Army without us if you get there first.
Very well. We will see you there, Claude.
Lord Uncle.
Do not worry me so, Edelgard. Come, let us handle everything for you. It has served us all exceedingly well so far.
Yes.
Ach, ist sie jetzt wieder in ihrer sterblichen Hülle gefangen?
Azure Gleam. The end of tragedy. Dimitri and his troops slay Regent Ire, and in doing so deliver a crushing blow to Adrestia and its army. Seizing this momentum, they continue onward toward Garrick Mach. En route to the monastery, Dimitri receives word that the Knights of Seiros are struggling. He marches with one purpose, to slay Edelgard and Talus, ending the war once and for all.
Mal gucken, wie groß die Kriegskarte ist, ob wir überhaupt eine
What is the
kriegen.
situation? Is the Archbishop safe?
Forgive me. Our initial strike on the monastery proved successful. But my unit was separated from Lady Rhea's, and before we knew it, those dark mages had descended upon us.
You've done well to make it here. Thank you for your report.
Lady Rhea's in trouble. We have to help her. There's no point panicking about it, Mercy. If they're giving even the Knights trouble, we should make sure we're extra ready before we head in there ourselves.
Lady Rhea possesses greater knowledge of the monastery than anyone else. If she is in distress after her successful surprise attack, that is troubling indeed.
Those mages must have thrown off our calculations.
I bring news, Your Majesty. We've just concluded our survey of Garrick Mach and its surroundings. A man we believe to be Talus was seen entering the monastery, with the Emperor following close behind.
So, she's fallen into his hands. The one grasping the reins of the Imperial army now is no longer Edelgard, but Talus. Surely those dark mages are his as well.
Makes sense why the Knights had trouble then.
Indeed. Still, with all our greatest enemies gathered in one place, we have a chance to end this war here and now. If we can put them to rout here, so much of what ails our kingdom will be destroyed along with them.
Perhaps. But our task is clear either way.
Yep. Smash our enemies, win the war, and restore peace to Fodlan.
Well said. The Alliance should be here soon as well, assuming they've broken through the Imperial ranks in the Valley of Torment. Everyone, this battle will determine what lies ahead for Fodlan. Not just tomorrow, but every day beyond that as well. We cannot afford much time to prepare, but let us ready to make our future a prosperous one.
Mal gucken, was uns jetzt erwartet. Nicht viel, wie es scheint. Oh ja, wir haben den Dude tatsächlich an zweiter Stelle. Ich frage mich, wie? Mal sehen, was wir für Kampfvorschläge haben. Mal sehen. Effekte. Erhöhe etwas die Wahrscheinlichkeit, bei einem Levelaufstieg die Stärke einer Einheit zu erhöhen. Erhöhe etwas die Wahrscheinlichkeit, bei einem Levelaufstieg die Magie einer Einheit zu erhöhen. Wir nehmen Stärke.
I'll make it so.
Now then.
Sehr schön, unsere Leute sind wieder da. Ich kann Arvel nicht mehr hören. Es spitzt sich alles zu. Ich habe das Gefühl, dass unser nächster Kampf der letzte sein wird. Ich sollte diese Söldnerpfeife jemandem geben, solange ich noch die Gelegenheit dazu habe. Darum kümmern wir uns beim nächsten Mal. Wir machen jetzt erstmal eine Pause. Die Folge wird sonst ein bisschen arg lang. Dann sehen wir uns beim nächsten Mal wieder, wenn wir dann gleich aufbrechen können. Bis zum nächsten Mal und ciao!